Paul, a 7-wicket defeat in the end to Northamptonshire. What's your thoughts on the result?
Obviously a bit disappointing. We came into this game, wanted to put a good performance in at home, and after the first innings of being put in and having the 300 on the board was very, very positive, and we felt that was a very, very much above par score. We'd hoped that we could have had a little lead, a small lead going into our second innings with the bat, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. We got off to a bad start. They hit a lot of boundaries. We just missed our line and length every over, and they're punished as well. They're a good side who are in full of confidence and playing well. Hence, they're right up there in the championship, pushing for promotion. So, a bit disappointing. We didn't take a good positive lead into the second innings and put some real pressure on Northampton on a used pitch. At the end of the day, it would have been a 240, 250 lead. It might have been a different story, but Northamptonshire have been the most disciplined I've seen them for many, many years here. They bowled beautifully. Their seam attack wasted nothing. They asked a lot of questions in both our innings, and speaking to the umpires, speaking to the match referee afterwards, the CLO, they felt that they were as disciplined as I've seen all year. So take our hats off to Northampton. They executed much better than we did this game. They got a world record, equal the world record of 8 LBWs. So you respect that. We've got to look at ourselves and know where we can get better, and technically and our mental aptitude to the game. So great learnings moving forward, but obviously frustration as well.
Following the 308 runs posted in the first innings, must have felt quite confident with the conditions the way they were as you opened the bowling for Northamptonshire's innings. But then the sun came out, it got a lot drier, and conditions seemed to favour the batsmen towards the end of day two.
Yeah, funny enough, it did happen, didn't it? The sun came out. We still felt that there was enough in the pitch. We should have, on day two, there was still moisture around. Every ball seemed in the first innings, and Northamptonshire, they were a bit unlucky, if I'm honest. Looking back over the game, we had a lot of plain misses. We scrapped well. Hassan Azad's 80 was a high class innings. That's worth 130, 140 on a normal pitch. Mike Cosgrove played beautifully. He's hitting the ball really well, has been for a while now. And George Rhodes made a nice impact in his first game. So, really, really positives in the first innings. Sadly, we just couldn't back it up. And again, the sun came in. The sun was shining nicely. Sorry, the sun was shining nicely for their innings, and they played beautifully. They got going. They had a good tempo. They put us under pressure. We just bowled a little bit too short on the back foot, and the pace of the pitch was an easy pace pitch, nice pace pitch to bat on, and they hurt us. And young Alex bowled some lovely balls on his debut. He was very nervous, and then when he settled in, he bowled some fantastic deliveries and built a little spell together. But he, unfortunately, just leaked a few runs early on, and Chris Wright just leaked a few runs early as well. Just didn't quite get into our straps. But that happens, and Northampton are a confident side. They're playing good cricket, and they put us under pressure, and they took the game away, and fair play to them.
And it looked like Northamptonshire certainly took the momentum with them from the bat performance into the second innings bowling performance, and just didn't give many chances away for Leicester to put on the runs. Yeah,
they knew that the wicket was keeping low later on, and the other one was keeping low, so they knew that LB and Bold were going to be crucial dismissals. Had the keeper up a lot of the time, so as batsmen we couldn't go down into the sort of towards the 5 foot area, 4 or 5 foot area. So we had to be careful with that. So fair play to them. The game plan worked. They executed well. They gave us very few clips off the legs. They gave us very little width, and it was a really professional performance. And as a group, that's what we've talked about, how well they're bowled as a group. But again, we have to be look inward and find out and ask our own questions about our own games and how we can improve. And that's the challenge we've set down to the guys as a leadership group, looking within as a batsman first and foremost, and then where do you improve and how do you improve? Because that's what good teams do. And if we want to be a good side, that's the measure we've got to be, and that's the discipline we have to have for long periods of time. We have to be consistent and master our skills so that we hardly ever miss. We're there and thereabouts all the time.
In the noticeable omission from the Leicestershire squad was obviously Mohammad Abbas following his return to Pakistan. Will Davis came in, took 5 wickets and bowled really well throughout the fixture. A good step up for him?
Absolutely, and delighted for Will because he's had a lot of injuries over his young career. He's growing in strength on and off the field, and for him to be still bowling hard now after many overs he's bowled this year, and he's in a good place. This is the most cricket he's played for a long time, in his life. So that's wonderful news for us and a real positive for the club. And to get 5 wickets on there, he led the way for us. His attitude was first class. His commitment to wanting to bowl and bowling in good areas, asking good questions on this pitch, you couldn't fault him.
And staying on the bowlers front, also Alex Evans came in for his county championship debut, took his first county championship wicket, totaling 4 for 79. Good performance from him on his debut.
Yeah, and he's come in and he's a little bit sore again. He's bowled as many overs as he's bowled in his lifetime, so he's in new charted waters for him. So we've got to respect that. He's got a little back niggle as well at the moment, so we're going to have to look at that, and the medical department are assessing that as we speak. So time will tell what happens with Alex moving forwards this year. But really pleased. He's impressed everybody who's played. He was in form. He had a couple of 5-wicket hauls beforehand. Played against a very good Lancashire side only a few weeks ago where he got 5 for. So yeah, he's going to be a fantastic prospect, and delighted that a young academy player has made it into the first team on merit and not through injury. And being a small squad, so we're delighted with that. And he's got big things to come. He's got a fantastic attitude. He wants to bowl, even though he's in a bit of pain at the end there. He wanted to bowl, and that's what I want. I want guys who can be resilient, who are up for the fight, who want to put in and take wickets for the team.
And of course, the other debutant in this fixture, George Rhodes, came in and posted a 61 not out in the first innings, as you mentioned. Is that a sign of things to come from him in the Leicestershire shirt? Very
much so. George has had. He's touched on playing first-class cricket with Worcester. He's been in and out, and he just needs backing now and believing in. And he must have saved 20 runs in the field in this game as well. He's a fantastic fielder, brilliant athlete, and his desire to take the Foxes to a better place is infectious, and that's exactly what we need around right now. We need people who are really positive and really up for the battle ahead. And we've got a couple of games left to get a bit of momentum going again and finish well. So George is desperate to do that. I've got no doubt of his credentials. He's a high-class player, a very rounded young man, and that middle order is a much stronger players with him in it.
And a trip to Glamorgan lies ahead now next week. Another team pushing for promotion, a tough test. What are your initial thoughts going into that one?
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for us to do well against a good team, and we've had some really great games down there. It'll be interesting to see what pitch they pull out, whether they need a win, whether they go quite green or whether they go a very dry turning pitch. Time will tell. I'd probably hedge my bets it'll be a slightly greener wicket, so you've got to get your side and your balance right. So some good challenges for our batsmen and bowling unit to have a bit more support and help on that, so time will tell. But we've got to go down there and make sure that we put the hurt from this game into our performances, and we just keep things simple and do the basics well. Bowlers hit good areas more often than not, and the batsman can play straighter for longer. You look at the way Haas has gone about his business this year. That's what we need. We need consistency.
And with regards to that fixture, there's been quite a few good performances in the seconds this week up at Durham. Any possible inclusions coming from that squad?
Yeah, we're looking. Obviously, there's Harry Deeden's got a few more runs, which is nice. He's got a good 50-odd plus. Young Alex Evans as well. So young Sam Evans has played nicely. I got a 50 in the second innings. So yeah, we'll liaise with the second team coaches and get their thoughts of how things have gone this week, and make some calls.